No, look at the camera. Hi, welcome to another weekly garden update. We'll have more about the chickens later, but first let's go outside and look at the plants. So to begin with out here, my onion beds turned into a lake and then pretty much turned into grass. There are still some onions growing over there, but honestly at this point I've just kind of given up. We're going to fill that in with dirt later to get the level up and try onions again next year. Moving over here though, my wife's bok choy are coming up and looking pretty tasty. Actually, she eats this, not me, so I have no idea if they're tasty. Over here, the bell peppers don't seem to have germinated at all. That's all just grass growing. Oh well. Then we've got the onions growing. These are my wife's scallion bed. Most of these were onion starts. Onion sets. I've got a couple starts over at the end. They're doing surprisingly well. And then over here, it looks like we've got two little, I think these are squash, but I'm not sure. There was a third on this side, and I don't see it anymore. That might be it down there that died. We'll see how it goes. But if I can get the camera low enough, these are looking pretty decent. They had some initial trouble with the sun. Everything did. So you can see we got some dead leaves there. But at the moment it seems to be doing pretty well. And then over here we've got the chard. Now I've got two chard plants, this one and this one from last year. I don't know what that is, but I think it's a weed. Yeah, I'm pretty sure it's a weed. Let's pull that out. At least kill enough of it. I planted some more chard, and that's one, and then two over there that I transplanted. They're not doing too hot. Over here, we have the garlic. And this is HEB garlic in buckets. I just had leftover garlic, and it seems to be doing pretty well. Once again, I had some little weeds in there, but whatever. And this is a watermelon vine. I'm a little worried about the soil because I keep having these things all over my garden. I end up with the ends dying off like that. So if anyone knows what that is, please leave a comment and let me know. It's a little bit new, fresh growing there. Oh, new leaf. Over here, that also had some watermelons in it, and every single one of them's dead. Here's another watermelon that just completely died. I have no idea what's killing these, but yeah. If any thoughts on that, I'd appreciate it. If we go over to this bed, we've got the Thai chilies, and I've got some leaf damage from when they initially came out, so that's mostly on the bottom leaves. Oh, that one just fell off. And I've got a couple really weird looking peppers like this guy. But I've also got some that are doing quite well, like that guy. You can see he's got some sun damage on the leaves, but down here he's also putting on some flowers, and hopefully we'll get some fruit off that guy. Same here, we got some flowers growing, and that's a dead leaf, so I'm just going to pluck that off. Quit wasting energy on it. Put that compost where it is. Here's another one. It's like these two peppers at the end are much bigger than everything else in that bed. But turn around, we've got tomatoes. Now, I've got these two at the end. I think these are big white tomatoes. I did clip all the suckers on them, or big red tomatoes, whatever, big something tomatoes. And they seem to be doing okay. I've also got some eggplant in this bed. Here's an example. That's probably one of my better looking eggplants. Basically, a lot of my tomatoes died, so I put down an eggplant there. There's another tomato. There's another nothing. There's an eggplant that I'm sure will be dead soon, because like something's wrong right there at the base. Yeah, it's going to die in compost. It's another little eggplant. You can see there, we've got another gap. Eggplant. He seems to be doing okay. Now, right here, I had an heirloom tomato. I can't remember what variety. It basically just snapped in the wind. And like, if you look really close, there's the base of the plant. I don't know where the top went. And then on the other side, there's another heirloom tomato. The heirlooms had an incredibly low generation. Like, I planted 12 seeds, I got 2. So incredibly low germination rate on those. On the wind. Over here, I've got the beginning of a new raised bed. Now this, I've got some boxes on the bottom of it. So like, I had a bottom layer of boxes that went across here. They're just cardboard boxes, no print on them, nothing shiny. They're actually from pineapples that my pastor somehow got and gave to the church. I don't understand the details on that one. And I just filled them up with vines. Initially the vines were like several feet taller than the bed, and then pushed that all down with soil, filled it with vines again, pushed it all down with soil. So those vines, and I've also got leaves in here too. So hopefully that gives me some organic matter. I'm gonna I've run a tiller over it before I put the second set of vines and soil in, and I'm gonna do that again hopefully tonight, maybe Sunday, to just mix that all up, and then add some either potting mix or garden soil. Probably potting mix, just because if you look over there, those buckets, pretty much all of those buckets, and the excuse me, these little grow bags are all full of potting mix. So hey, free soil, I might as well use it. And as you can see in the distance is my chicken coop area, or the chicken coop that is now finally built. So that pretty much killed all of my free time for the last 2 weeks. I still need to get the fence around, because the fence hasn't covered the front. That was left open, and the gate needs to be put in. So that's probably work for Sunday. Now over there, between me and the neighbors, I've got this like gap in the trees. My plan is to plant a peach tree over there. I already have the peach tree, I just need to get it in the ground. So I need to dig a big hole in the ground, fill it with soil, plant the tree. I'm a little worried about how windy it is, and over there it's going to be even windier. So we'll see how that goes. And then I've also got the blueberry bushes that still need to be planted. The calamansi tree in front here is getting a bunch of yellow leaves, so I'm hoping once I get that in the ground, it'll be fine. Let's see, 2 blueberry bushes, or blueberry, that's a lime. This was our indoor pepper. This got planted when we first moved out here, and as you can see at the bottom, maybe you can, I don't lose my hat here in the wind. Way down there at the bottom, we got a couple peppers growing on it. So I don't actually know when those are ready to pick. We're just gonna see how they do. And then over here, I've got seed starts. Now, half of these are cherry tomato, like this is the tomato set, and one end of that is cherry tomatoes, one end of that is big red tomatoes, I think, big red or big boy. I didn't label them when I planted the seeds, and there's also some weeds growing up, so I'm just kind of waiting to see what I get out of those. And then over there is my jalapenos and habaneros. Once again, those got put down late, and I'm just waiting to see what I get when they come up. Most of them look, and I didn't label them, so like 3 of these in one column and 3 of these in the other column are the same, but I don't know which side's jalapenos and which side's habaneros. I'll find out when they start putting on fruit. And the goal is to just use these seedlings here, to fill the gaps in this raised bed that's mostly tomatoes, and then once it's ready, the bed at the end. And as you can see, my pile of soil over there, that was actually dug up when they put the septic system in, and it's been getting quite a bit of use, because that's filled half of these garden beds. Okay, that's it for the... I forgot the chickens. Let's go in and say hi to the chickens. Okay, there's our little cluckers. Now there are 6 of these girls. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Oh, let's see where the 6th one went. Seriously, are you guys missing the chicken? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. There, okay, there she was. She was just hiding. These guys are all going to be going outside hopefully this morning into the chicken coop because there's just not enough space in there, and they are mostly feathered out at this point. The cold temperatures are in the 50s, so they should be good. You can see their food and water there. They're eating about a liter of food and similar drinking of water every day. So I've finished my first 25-pound sack of food and opened up the 50-pound sack of Purina Chick Start and Grow. But first, I've got to run to Stanley's feed store because I want to get a little bit of garden soil for planting, and I also want to get a bigger feeder and a bigger waterer for when I put these guys out in the coop in a few minutes. And then I got to go to work.